for how Chinese bantu baingi muno ohulira kyansimba hano nkwata ha mugongo ekifuba kikulemera oburumi munyingo omwo baitu hati wekwata ba for how Chinese bano ni bayijanja banokira kimo ebirwaire no biraga nenkoro yawe yekikugu baine byoma ebya meridian therapy nibikonyera okwigula binywa kutereza emigongo alinywa bakusasa nibakumara mu busasi bona bwino munyingo hati nywa bakuzimbe bigere mugende mubayikire nibakora handwereza maiso nibayijanja basukali harusazi okwetaga kusara size okendezo munyeto gwine oine kizibu kyo kusanyarara hamuna inywa bateirwe stroke niba batereza ni mugaruka okurungi muno aba for how Chinese hano mukaruguza basange ha muhanda gwa kizizi ogugenda ha vision hakyombeko kyakona house haihine ichundiro lya magiteri yaka opposite Millennium Guest House rundi baterera namba ze simu 0 kinana na mnana msanju na msanju asatu na mnana na 0 nkaga na ibiri kinana na isatu anna nemu for how Chinese hamuno bwijanja byo burungi.
Esaha zikire musanje zeihangwe ohulirize Kdr 10 fama akaire kanu nikakuleterwa
MTN Voice Bundles ezikutera network zona habei dondolo migasita 10 ibiri mu hash rundo yekonyeza my MTN app okome mu daily bundle habo kuba butukuba zaitwena titukwemerezibwa. MTN Uganda Limited nererwa Uganda Communications Commission.
A very good afternoon. It is exactly 1 p.m. My name is Deo Asiimwe. I welcome you to this broadcast of KDR News. Now the detail. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has rallied the cooperative movement under their respective cooperative societies to embrace the spirit of Pan-Africanism as part of the wider approach to external markets for the surplus produce. This was contained in his message delivered on his behalf by the third Deputy Prime Minister, Lukia Nakadama, to the cooperators at their International Cooperatives Day celebrations held in Bukomansimbi district. He urges the cooperators to look beyond the Ugandan boundaries for bigger markets, since the Ugandan population cannot consume all their products. The president stresses the importance of cooperatives reaping from the social and economic benefits presented by the prevailing good investment atmosphere that favors growth of different business ventures in the country. Led by the Kibinge Coffee Farmers Cooperative Society Limited, the cooperators reminded the government of their repeated appeals to revive the cooperative bank. Jonas Tweyambe, the chairperson of the Uganda Cooperatives Alliance, says that the cooperators want waiver of unfair taxes levied against cooperative societies, in addition to streamlining policies and regulations under a single unit to ease compliance. The State Minister for Trade, General Wilson Mbasu Mbadi, lauded the government for providing security that has enabled more cooperatives to operate, leading to 18 million registered cooperatives in the country. Frederick Ngovi Gumei, the State Minister for Cooperatives, advised the cooperators to add value to their products to exploit more market opportunities. Now, away from that, 3 suspected motorcycle robbers have been arrested in Kakumiro district. The suspects have been identified as Bernard Yevale alias Muhumuza, 18 years, a mechanic and a resident of Kijangi Trading Center in Kijangi Sub-County, Kakumiro district; Enoch Vesima, 19, a mechanic and a resident of Kazo Sel, Kawempe Division in Kampala City; and Vincent Msime, 38, a resident of Katogo Sel, Katogo Ward in Kampala City. They were arrested during a joint operation conducted by the police, Uganda People's Defense Forces UPDF, and the Chieftaincy of Military Intelligence CMI in Kampala, and transferred to Kakumiro district. The suspects are accused of being behind the rampant motorcycle thefts in Kakumiro district, Hoima, Kagadi, Kibale, and Mubende. They are also accused of murdering motorcycle riders. Julius Alan Hachiza, the Albertine Region Police spokesperson, says that between May and June this year, the suspects coordinated, collaborated, connived, and planned and as well robbed several motorcycles from riders. He says the thugs would waylay the victims, kill them, and flee with the stolen motorcycles, elaborating that after stealing the motorcycles, the suspects would liaise with the counterparts in Kampala, Wakiso, and Mukono to sell the stolen motorcycles. According to Hachiza, police records indicate that the suspects, with others still at large, murdered 4 motorcycle riders between May and June and stole their motorcycles in Kakumiro and Hoima district, respectively. Now over to Masindi district. The increasing teenage pregnancies and violations of children's rights in Masindi districts have been attributed to poor parenting and lack of sex education. According to records from Bwijanga Health Center, at least 100 girls under the age of 18 visit the health facility their first time at natal care every month. In 6 months, the facility records indicate that at least 600 teens have reported for the first natal visit at the same facility. According to Geoffrey Bienkia, the senior probation officer Masindi, many cases of child rights violations and teenage pregnancies are unreported. Bienkia says most common cases of teenage pregnancies in Masindi district is ignorance, poor parenting, and the urge for money, adding that they are following up on the cases whereby a man has defiled his biological daughter in Intoma village, Bwijanga sub-county. He notes that some parents hide their children when they have been abused sexually or any other way. Bishop Charles Bagonza, the General Overseer of Pentecostal churches in Uganda, explains that culture is curtailing many young children from speaking out against the violations they are going through. Evelyn Ayebali, female youth district councillor, notes that the rate at which children's rights are being abused is high, calling upon the parents to wake up and do something and also do their parental role. A section of girls attribute the increasing cases of teenage pregnancy to lack of adequate support and proper guidance from their parents, explaining that girls are easily lured by simple gifts. Now, in Mubende district, business operators have raised concerns over a power shutdown for close to 3 days, saying that they are counting losses. According to business operators, there has been an outage since last Sunday, leading to losses. Johnson Nimwesigwa, a technician at the radio station Masts in Boma Hills, power outage in Mubende has been a challenge, making them to resort to generators, which is costly. Teddy Namuganga, who deals in soft drinks, says that they no longer use refrigerators since there is an outage. Other locals claim that the power outage was meant to stop them from following the march to Parliament. However, Umeme says that the outage was due to a fault on the line, noting that work is ongoing to restore the power supply, regretting the inconveniences caused. Now, moving on, the police in Kampala metropolitan area say at least 2 people were killed last night during a scuffle in Kdr Town Council, Wakiso district. SP Luke Oyesijiri, the Kampala Metropolitan Police deputy spokesperson, has identified one of the deceased persons as Nalumansi Evelyn Zakia Kilonde Katende, 50, a resident of Mpangala Sale, Kdr Town Council in Wakiso district. The second victim, according to yesterday, was an unidentified individual dressed in a UPDF camouflage attire. The incident, according to the deputy police spokesperson, occurred at approximately 8 p.m. at Budo Junction, Nakasozisel, Chengira Town Council in Wakiso District. He further says that a suspect in connection with this shooting has been arrested but never disclosed his identity to avoid sabotaging their investigations. According to yesterday, the suspect, whose identity is being withheld to avoid compromising the investigations, alleges that the deceased male in UPDF attire and others currently at large intercepted and kidnapped him earlier in the day while he was with friends and family in Buama. The suspect told the police that he was transferred to the alleged kidnapper's vehicle, registration number UAK 375-U, a silver Toyota Progress. And upon reaching Budo, the suspect claims to have managed to disarm one of the kidnappers, leading to a shootout that resulted into the death of the alleged kidnapper and the passers-by, Nalomansi Evelyn Zalia. Eyewitnesses say they heard about 5 bullets during the incident. Yesterday says that the bodies of the deceased have been transported to the city mortuary at Mulago National Referral Hospital for post-mortem and examinations as investigations are ongoing.
You are still listening to KDR News Broadcast. This is the news on the international scene.
Now, for the news on the international scene, Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu has urged the young people not to join nationwide cost of living protests planned for next week, saying that they are to work on sinister people capitalizing on the country's economic woes. Organizers are said to have drawn inspirations from events in Kenya. Protesters in Kenya are now calling on the President William Samoei Ruto to resign after winning key demands, including the scrapping of the blinded tax rises and the dismissal of almost the entire cabinet. Nigeria's last mass demonstration was 3 years ago against a revealed police unit accused of extrajudicial killings. The demonstrations are planned for 1st of August in Nigeria draw near, President Tinubu has urged organizers to drop their plans. Dear listener, it is 12 minutes past 1 p.m. As I wind up the newscast, a quick look on the top stories once more. President Museveni rallies cooperatives on Pan-African spirit. 3 motorcycle robbers arrested in Kakumira. Ubenda business operators count losses after power shutdown, and Nigeria's president warns youth not to join protests. That's it. My name is Deo Asiimwe. I wish you the best of your lunch. It is a Wednesday afternoon, and I wish you the best of your day.
From all over the world, local, regional, national, and international, KDR FM brings you all the